Okay. So the creator told me to get on and help and do light worker stuff and talk to y'all. So if some of y'all been feeling cursed, if you've been feeling cursed, anything of that nature, I wanted to have a talk with you. Also, in this video, I'm going to be doing oracles. So if you don't do oracles, you can leave. Oracles are not tarots, okay? So it's not going to be getting into somebody's business or life path or telling anybody's story like about their life, okay? The cards I'm using are not going to do that, but they are going to be cards for guiding, okay? So oracles only. But I do want to talk to y'all this morning about why some of you feel like you're cursed. Okay? And we're just going to kind of investigate this subject. Now, what I found out, let me put some juice in here. Hey, this ain't really cold. Don't feel cold. But we'll have a little bit. What I found out is why some people feel cursed is because they don't realize that the creator has given them multiple ways to achieve. Like people think because one thing they were doing didn't work out, so they're cursed. Like, oh, it's not meant for them. And that's not true. You know, I realized that our metaphysical space is an actual store. Okay. It's like a grocery store. It's like a Walmart. Okay. And we showed up with things in our Walmart metaphysical space, and we are allowed to shop that space and use what we were given already. If we tend to stick with one thing and then it gets blocked or it's not in alignment with our life, we tend to think we're cursed. But how cursed can you be when the creator have given you multiple options, multiple things you can do, multiple ways? You're not cursed, okay? You're just momentarily, possibly in the desert with that specific thing that you're trying to do. Perhaps the creator is trying to have you give gratitude for what you have done in that area and what you have learned before the creator will allow you to move forward in that area in your life. So until that happens, you can actually do something else. So there's a video that I saw online, and I'm going to try to find it again. And the guy talks about multitasking actually being powerful. Not multitasking all at once, but multitasking which you have different things you can jump to. This way, you do keep faith in your power and you do keep a positive mindset about society and the world. So let's say you're a poet and at the moment you're just not connected to poetry, but you know that like you're normally really good at writing it. Instead of saying, oh, somebody cursed me, somebody blocked my poetic gifts, consider by the fact that there could be some sort of work being done in the spiritual realm on those gifts for you. So you need to have patience and gratitude and possibly do some other type of writing. So for example, when I feel disconnected from writing poetry, I will do prose. I will start a short story. I may just do some journaling. And then as soon as I go back to poetry, writing poetry, some weeks later, all of a sudden, it feels like it's new to me and it feels fun. Like it's not boring anymore. I'm not so critical of myself. I feel like, oh, I want to do this. It's like a baby learning how to walk. Like, yeah. Then I want to write poetry again. Sometimes we can breathe our own self down too much, okay? Our own abilities, we're breathing them down. We're too much focused on certain ones. So for me, it was like I was going too hard, trying to build muscle fast, trying to lift weights. And what I didn't know is that my body actually prefers to body toning rather than muscle building. So it wasn't that I was cursed with muscle building with weights, lifting weights. It was just that's not actually how my body is chosen to get in shape. Okay. So some of y'all may say, I was working out, going to the gym, and I keep stopping and starting and stopping and starting and stopping and starting. Perhaps you just need to just quit and realize that the creator didn't choose that for you. I know that's hard to believe because you're like, that's not fair. Maybe the creator want you to get fit through dancing or something else. So don't be so quick to say I'm cursed. I keep stopping and starting and stopping and starting. Somebody putting spell work on me. That's not always the case, y'all. Sometimes the creator's trying to get you to just stop doing that thing altogether and do something that the creator see in your future you would consistently do. You would never quit doing. Nothing could stop you. Okay, the creator don't want you to waste your time because your time is a precious resource. So if you keep on yo-yoing something, it's probably time to throw in the towel. Okay, if you yo-yo something a lot, like I say over like 90 days, and you keep stopping the store and stopping the stores, you need to wash your hands with it. That's just the truth, and it doesn't matter what it is. This way you don't start thinking dark thoughts all the time. You don't keep thinking you don't start thinking negative about stuff that's not even happening to you. Hi everybody. Let's get this juice head. Where my juice heads at? Okay. Y'all get on YouTube for the juice. Y'all need to start busting out the juice. Some of y'all be like, Miss V, your skin looks so good. I'm gonna go put some y'all be right back. I gotta put my rose oil and olive oil on my face. Okay, I like to put it on before high noon. If you're trying to get beautiful skin, you want to make sure your skin stuff is on your face before high noon, before high tea time. Okay. I had some people asking me for skin tips, so that's one thing I do. I never wait till 12 o'clock to do my skin. It's always done before high tea time. Hold on, y'all. I got to get my rose oil, and then we're going to continue. I'm having some ruby red grapefruit right now. Okay. Y'all know me. I love the servant. I love to eat like a servant. I just love it. I find that I can track my calories better. I find that I'm not glorifying, glamorizing eating. So my dinner meal is most of the time my queen and my king meal. All other meals is servant meals. Poor man's meal. I'll be right back, y'all. Hi, Horsey. Hi, Bubba. Hi, Bubba. Hi, Bubba. Can you go play? You being all clingy, huh? I'm going to get you some toys. I'm going to go to the store. I'm going to go to the store this weekend, okay, bud? My cats, they know certain words like toys and treats. You know what I said when I said toys, huh? I'm going to get you some new ones, Hansi. Okay? I'm going to go spoil my cats this weekend. I got to make sure I moisturize his face. All right? This has to happen first, y'all. I'm telling you, I'm an empress. I can't afford to be looking old. I'm already aging. I don't need to make it obvious. Okay. So let's get started here. Let's continue. So for me, I find that if here's another reason why some of y'all think y'all cursed, and this is for I'd be thinking this sometime when I feel like I'm just a workhorse. What I found out is that we have to waste some of our life every day. Not like 2 days a week I'm wasting my life. You have to waste some of your life daily. Now, not some of y'all think you're wasting your life, but you're not. Now, if you are not chasing something, you are not wasting your life. Meaning you have to stop chasing something. You have to want nothing to come of it. You have to want no reward. You have to want no download. You have to want no growth or advancement. You're simply like, I'm just doing this because I feel like doing it. Okay? That is wasting your life. Now, it's wasting your life on the outside and inside according to the modern world. But it's not wasting your life spiritually. This here, your metaphysical space, grows in extreme abundance when you waste your life in that way. And you will find out when you go after goals later down the road and you're unstoppable. You will find out when all of a sudden you get these magnificent ideas. And you're like, how am I getting these ideas? Well, it's because 30 days before or 3 weeks before, every single day you was wasting some of your life. You know, even a computer gets tired of being on standby. If you're on standby in screensaver mode, you're not wasting your life. Okay? Sometimes you just got to shut down and be like, F it. You know what? You know that song, come what may, come what may, I will love you until my dying day. You know, from Moulin Rouge, come what may, I don't really care. Okay, so everybody's getting money around me, so everybody got to download. Who cares? I'm just sitting here just literally like in some childish energy. I'm like a little 5-year-old. Don't even know I'm wasting my life. You know, when you was 5 and you was doing anything at any time, being weird, being strange, being a little out of control, bouncing around, bouncing off the walls, doing anything, you wasn't thinking you was wasting your life. We still need to get back to that. You know, Kelly Stamps, I know that one of the reasons why Kelly Stamps is admired is that a part of her life is being wasted and she doesn't care to show it. It's being wasted according to modern world. For example, Kelly Stamps will do a video of her just wasting time. Literally. Okay? According to modern. But she's not wasting it energetically and spiritually. We have to sometimes become ignorant about the society web. We have to have moments out of our day where we don't even know there's a web that exists. Whether out here, online, or the web of our family, we don't even know it exists. You know, when you watch the show about Pocahontas, the cartoon Pocahontas, where she say, can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Can you paint with all the colors of the wind? How high the sycamore grows. If you cut it down, you will never know. Have you ever heard the wolf cry to the newborn moon? Oh, Esther willing well where he's been. Okay, so I did that on purpose because it was like me just being messy, wasting time. This is how y'all gotta do sometimes. Just go with the flow. Okay? If you're still worried about what people will think about you, by you not grinding, you not doing mindfulness and things like that, then obviously you don't see the value in wasting your life. You don't see there's any spiritual value. Like in the movie Pocahontas, where she say, can you paint with all the colors of the wind? Now in the cartoon, she's just running. She's literally just running, singing, you know. It's not like she's trying to get like a buffalo. She's not like on a hunt. She's just like out there. Okay? Just like Little Mermaid. Little Mermaid wasn't about business all the time like her father wanted her to be about. Little Mermaid was just exploring, wondering, just being curious, and that's it. And it's in the end, it did work in her favor, huh? She did ended up stumbling upon her soulmate. The point is, when you're wasting your life, you do get what some people call lucky. Okay? And it's not that you're lucky, it's that you're not even forcing yourself in gratitude for it to come. You're not even thinking negative, so whatever you're supposed to have is cannot resist you. You know, we cannot resist giving the kids. You know, every time I go to the corner store up there and kids is in there, they get me for money every time, y'all. Every time. When I go to the corner store, when I go to that store up there and the kids come in there and they looking at candy and milk and eggs, and they go to, I said, go ahead and put it on my bill. Because they remind me of a time in which I had unshakable faith that God is working in my favor, even when I'm not doing any work to get the signs or to make it happen. Kids remind us of that. Remind us of that. So every single day, find a way to be childish. Be childish, be silly, be witty. You know, sometimes I'll watch a movie with family members and I'll literally just start cracking jokes during the movie, saying silly stuff. And my husband and other family members may act like they don't like it, but I know they do. And what ends up happening when the movie's over, we're all talking, laughing. It's like I got them into a vibration and not think watching movie is a way to unwind. Instead of that, watching movie is still a time for us to just have fun and socialize and have something else to think about. You know, to have fantasy, and that's it. Not really anything achieved physically. And that's how I trigger my family into that. You know, when you are totally not even worried about succeeding, you have instant gratitude. Like you do. You don't have to try to get gratitude. I remember when I was working at the nursing home and retirement home. Correction, retirement. I try not to say nursing because them is grown folks. So retirement home. And I remember how the residents, even though they was in their 90s and 80s, they didn't even care about time. You would have think they would have been like, what time? What time everything starting? They didn't. Sometimes they would sleep through a fun activity. Sometimes they would, come at the activity an hour earlier and just sit there. Like they had the activity an hour earlier, just sit there. Now I'm trying to understand how these 90-year-old people can be in a retirement home with barely any money left in their bank account, legs barely working, okay, got strangers taking care of them. And they can sit up there and still waste their life. Still be like, I'm cool. I'm chilling in this chilly room and waiting for the activity to start. And I don't even got a book in my hand. I don't even got nothing in my hand. I'm just talking to this other old person about some stupid stuff. And some silly stuff. Like, oh, did you see the painting in the hallway? It's like, why can't we get in that energy? We got more time than them, yet they in that energy, and we should be in that energy. We have more, we believe it, a lot of us have more time than a 90-year-old that's sitting up there with stage 4 kidney cancer. Okay? Because I know some 90-year-olds in a retirement home that literally only had a couple months to live. And they weren't like, oh, I'm trying to live my best life, mindfulness, grinding. I'm trying to see about my money. They didn't even care about that. They were just like, I'm kicking it. I'm chilling. There was this guy named Sam. in his 90s. He had two girlfriends who were one in her 90s, one in her 80s. Two girlfriends, one on each arm. Now, what I didn't know is that Sam didn't have long to live. Okay, I didn't know that. I didn't know that Sam was terminally ill. I could have known because if I wanted to, I had access to his health records, but I never really looked. And funny thing about Sam is that he really didn't care about he didn't really care about making so most of his time. He was a pretty chill dude, and he didn't really try to impress people and make this ultra good impression before he died. You would have think he would have been trying to, chase his legacy because it's almost over. But he didn't. He actually never talked about he was dying. And he had all his mind. Sam had all his mind. And he knew what he was doing. He was in assisted living, so he had his mind. But the point that I'm making is, if some solid white-haired dude in his 90s got very little time to live and he can still waste some of his life sitting up there counting Monopoly money out of bingo game and not really even caring, just like giving the money to different women in there. The point that I'm saying is, I'm sure you can. I'm sure you got an hour out of your day to say, I'm gonna just be all over the place. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be out there doing TikTok, dancing in the street. I'm gonna be singing, even if I can't sing. That's it. I'm gonna do a little painting. I'm gonna just be like doing this, that, whatever. I don't even care. Like, I'm gonna do YouTube not because of the money, but because I just want to go ahead and just go with the flow. I think that more people will stop saying they're cursed. Okay? Because if you really was cursed, not really, a curse would spread like a disease through your life. Okay? And curses only get stronger when you keep saying I'm cursed. They get stronger. So the point is, if you stop saying I'm cursed and just start going with the flow in your life and stop thinking about your enemies. Now, every time you say my enemies has cursed me and that's why I'm in bondage, that's why I'm blocked here, there, it actually starts to really happen to you. It starts to get stronger. When you are just going with the flow, letting your energy just, your energy just lead the way, your enemies will not even exist. Like, seriously, when you listen to that little nagging energy to say, sing, dance, paint, iron clothes, run here, do that, or go ahead and just do it. Maybe you should try that TikTok dance. When you listen to that little whisper of yourself that got you doing things that you say, no, that's low vibrational, even though it's not. Whatever curses your enemies have put on you, they get super weak. Okay? You don't have to say return to sender. I'm sending your energy back. You will literally just break that connection. It will start to break. Recently, that's what I did. I said, I'm not going to talk about these people all the time. I'm not going to keep saying, I can't believe they did this to me. I'm going to just go ahead and live my life so free that people might even start talking about me. People might say, that girl, she just works part-time and she just seems like she treats life like it's fun and games. I don't care, because life is fun and games. I don't agree with the one Juber who say life is serious. Get serious about your life. Hemingway wasn't that serious about his life, and he's in history. You don't need to be hardcore serious about your life. You don't even got to be a pro. You ain't got to do the hard work every day. You ain't got to do it every day. There's some writers that don't write for weeks and then they write again and a bestseller come out of them. The point is let your energy be your guide, so you will stop thinking, Oh, because I can't do it now and I'm cursed. There could be something else in your life that needs your attention. So for me, when I can't write, when writing doesn't come, I'm not pulled towards it at the moment. I know that there's something else pulling me towards it. Something in my metaphysical space is knocking on the door of my intuition and saying, come work on me. So I hope this video is a wake up call for people. And the thing is too, stop apologizing for doing what you think is fun. Okay. If you know that it's not putting nobody in jeopardy, harming anybody, then stop apologizing. Stop apologizing for not working. You don't want to work for a year. Oh, well, it's none of nobody's business. Okay. You don't want to slave out every day of the week in your house. So what? Don't. There's days in here I literally only do maybe 15 minutes of hard housework. And I don't apologize because I do what my energy tell me to do. And I have family members that get triggered. Okay? So y'all, there's a portal open. I just saw the portal card. Okay? So some of y'all got access to some sort of abundance right now. But yeah, there's some family, see, it keeps showing up. Yep, holding a vision. There's some family members that don't do me now that they see what I enjoy doing. I don't really care. There's family members talking about me. They literally think that I'm wasting my life. And it's like, how dare you waste your life? And I'm like, how dare you not waste your life? Okay, how dare you just be glorifying slavery? How dare you glorify that? Okay? I would rather live in somebody's attic than to ever be a slave to this society ever again. I would rather, no lie, y'all, rather than slave out 60 hours a week, I would rather literally live in someone's basement than do that again. Because I need to be able to waste my life when I feel like it. I need to be able to go out and turn up all night. And if I want to do that, I want to do that. If I want to sit around here for 2 days and not do nothing, I don't want to have to be like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I got to get up because I didn't got all this high value life stuff that I got to tend to. I got all this high value apartment stuff. No, I don't want that. No, I'm good. You know what's high value fun? That's high value, y'all. Some people got diamonds, rings, clothes, and everything, but they ain't got no fun. They ain't got no fun. I know people I can call up right now and they'll be like, I'll be like, yeah, you trying to go to karaoke, let's have fun. They be like, yeah, I'm with it. But then there's other people that's like, nah, I'm working 60, 70 hours. I'll be like, okay, how fun is that gold bracelet? Okay, it started to lose value the moment you put it on. How fun is it? It ain't as fun as it was when you first got it. Y'all. Okay. I want fun. I want celebration of self. This way, I won't even care about the wicked. Like, I won't. Back in the 90s, let me get my posture together. Back in the 90s, we didn't care about witches and warlocks and spells and stuff because we was too busy having fun. We were like, okay, so I'm living with my mom and I'm 19. So what? Like, I got a little summer job. I'm paying some bills, so I'm good. Like, I'm having some fun. We literally glorified having fun. We glamorize literally, like, just, like, not seeing life as something to take so seriously. Okay. prayers. What are you going to pray for? I pray for good times. I pray for fun. You know, y'all, I don't pray for money anymore. I don't pray for breakthroughs. I don't pray for me and somebody to get back together. I don't pray for that. I pray for good health, good times, and sanity. Okay? So God, give me sanity, give me good times, and give me good health. And I know that whatever you give me, whatever money, you know, whatever money you give me, it's going to go to all that. That's why you won't give me money, because I'm praying for the right things. See, God is going to send me money. God going to send you money because you're praying for the right things. You're not praying for money. Okay, don't pray for stuff. Don't say, I want a car, money. I want spiritually healthy, good times. I want good, kind people. Those things are not replaceable. Cars are replaceable. Do you know money is replaceable? But what's not replaceable is good times. Okay? You get to take those to the grave. Good people will show up at your funeral. They will speak of you wonderfully through the years while you're in the grave. That's not replaceable. That's not replaceable. Your art gifts, your talents are not replaceable. God, I pray for you to increase my talents today so that I can be a better inspiration, a stronger inspiration for the world and myself. That's not replaceable. There's somebody right now who's in a nursing home, retirement home with dementia, who probably was working on a bestseller and they'll never be finished because they have dementia. This is deep. This is deep, y'all. I'm no longer praying for things that I cannot take with me when I die. You don't even get to take money with you when you die. Your family coming for that money. They're not going to let that money go in the coffin. They're not. You know, I seen some women, pictures of women in a coffin with their gold jewelry on, and I know darn well that was for show. They had their mama sitting there with her gold jewelry on, but believe me, when everybody left the funeral home, they took that jewelry off their mom and divided it up in their family. Okay? Only thing you get to really take with you is your consciousness and your bones and your legacy, the memory of your legacy when you were alive. That's it. Your bones, because everything else going to go away. Everything else, hair, skin, whatever, the way you look is going, okay, in the grave. You take your consciousness, you take your bones. You might get to keep your hair forever, okay, if you're lucky. They keep showing this, y'all. They keep showing the portal card. You take your memories and you take your legacy. But you don't get to keep your legacy. You die with your legacy, but you don't get to keep it. Yes, you have to give it to somebody. When you're on the other side, you have to give your legacy out. Okay? What comes must go. What's go must come. So if you got your legacy in abundance before you died, you must give it away to the living. Okay? That's just the way it works. So stop glorifying, even though I need to die because I want to be able to take my legacy with me. You're going to. But whenever the Creator calls somebody else to do what you were chosen to do, what you was able to do, you got to give your legacy to that living person. Okay? Remember, the Creator on the other side is very generous and says everybody must serve. If you don't serve, you go to the dark place. You go to the shadow place. If you think you're going to die a taker, just a taker, and be a spirit, just a taker, you're wrong. You get to go to the shadow dimension. If you want to go to the light dimension, you have to say, I'm still going to serve. Nobody is escaping serving. A lot of people think they don't have to serve, and then they get a wake-up call. I got a family member who thought they could go so many years without serving. But guess what? People started to die off. People they was able to go to get free dinner, free cars, free cosigns and stuff of cars. Those people are ill. Those people are dead. And now they out here having to serve and they want to complain. Talking about, I didn't know it was like this. I said, well, what did you think it was going to be like this? You thought you were going to go to the grave your entire life without serving. Yeah, okay. You thought you were just going to sit and get howled the hog till you die? No. Nobody is. Okay, no, I don't even get to it. I got a YouTube. I still got to serve family members. I still have pets to serve. Okay, I still have to serve through my talents and my gifts. But I don't have to serve 24/7. Okay? I don't have to, because that's chasing. Whether you say it's chasing or not, it's chasing. Hidden secrets. Okay? Getting in the pyramids here. Pyramids. Ancestors have some knowledge for you. Knowledge for you over the next few hours or so. So you do need to do some grounding. If you need grounding. I don't need grounding. I don't do people dirty. I'm not in here eating all foul. I'm not sleeping around in these streets. So why do I need grounding? I don't have to be so emotionally balanced 24/7. I'm allowed to be a little messy. I'm allowed to be sensitive. I'm allowed to be a little sassy. But I treat myself right and I treat others right. So I don't need grounding. I don't do grounding anymore. I don't need extra incense. I don't need extra sage or whatever. I just like sage once a week or twice a week. That's it. The greatest spirituality you can give yourself is like, I love myself. Okay? I'm willing to sacrifice what I need to sacrifice for the love of myself. So I don't need no grounding. I can sit here and waste my life right now because I'm grounded. I'm wasting my life in a way that doesn't put my life and other people's at risk, so I'm good. Okay? Real talk on this channel. If you'd like to send a donations, you can send donations to my Cash App at Coach B Hunter. Homesick for the stars. Some of y'all miss your childhood. Some of y'all miss the past. Let the past be your inspiration. If you're somebody that missed the good old times, then why don't you bring the good old times to today? You miss your grandma? Why don't you get another grandma? Like, this is deep. There's somebody out here that needs your help. There's some old woman out here that needs your help. Okay? They will be open to your love. Get another grandma. You miss having a good relationship with young people? Why don't you go out here and volunteer and help the young people? Help the local baseball league for kids. Go and volunteer for that. Go to the baseball fields and pick up the trash and get rid of the trash for the next little league game. The point is there's always a way around being stuck in feeling like you're in the dark. If you're like, I feel like I'm cursed. I feel like I'm so lost. I can't see my way through. You don't have to get through. You can get around. Okay? Get through mean you got closure. No, you don't need closure. You can get around it. I don't need closure. I don't need closure with exes and family members. I know that some of them are never going to give me the closure. So all I can do is celebrate the experience that I had with them and see how I can make the negative experience with them work in my favor. That's all I can do. And then I won't need closure. That means like Stephen King said, like I will have transferred it, gave it transformation, so now it's a did thing. So basically once I have taken that bad experience, if it's bad, if I want to call it bad, and I have given it some sort of creative energy, it's a dead thing. Meaning, I'm not gonna. It's not gonna have so much mental control over me in a toxic way. So I hope that clears up what I was saying here. Okay. And people say they miss their childhood. You miss where you came from. You miss the life you once had. You miss your grandmother. You miss your mother. Guess what? You can connect with them through the memories. You can actually invite your loved ones' consciousness on the spiritual plane to meet with you. If you want to do that, okay. Study higher learning. Study. So if you're interested in studying and life lessons, this means actually listening to life coaches, guides, divine ones, and also doing your soul purpose. So I pulled some oracles for y'all. The color purple, blue, brown, white, clear quartz, amethyst, tiger's eye. If y'all into that. If you're trying to get rid of negative energy, then you can, burn tiger's eye if you're into that, or tiger's eye stone. Okay. If some of y'all into affirmations, fine. But I don't do affirmations anymore because I don't want to become codependent on words. I like to depend on my actions. So I feel like if I have an action list and I just do the actions, I really won't need affirmations. I really won't need affirmations to say you could do it, blah blah blah. What I need is a well-planned life, and at least micro steps in each area of my life, and then I will eventually not need affirmations. Okay, and that's how I see it. Micro steps is still abundant. So instead of saying I'm trying to achieve big goals and I feel like I'm not achieving this big goal because something's blocking me. No, you're blocking yourself because you think that goals are achieved in giant steps, in daily work. Goals are sometimes achieved 3 days a week, 20 minutes a day, and that's it. Sometimes that's the way it's done. Okay? It's not about how long you're doing it. It's about that you're doing it. And that's how I see. If I just write 9 lines today, I'm satisfied. It doesn't matter. So, for example, when I was in a writing group 2 days ago, and I was in the festival. Okay, I'm in a festival right now. And the lady said she wanted us to write a poem that has a repeated phrase or line. And then she wanted us to basically do a list poem. So when I read my poem, this lady said, "How was you able to write that so fast in such little time?" She was trying to, say, "Oh, I must have did something." Just implying that I must have cheated. I must have already wrote the work. So I ignored her. She said, "It's so great. I don't see how you wrote it in that little time." But what I wanted to tell her is that all I did, I just kept to the truth. I kept it true, and I didn't care about how much I wrote. While everybody else was so focused on writing a lot, racing against the clock, I was literally writing very slow. So slow that I know that for every line that I wrote, they wrote probably 5 lines. But what I did was focus on truth. The truth that I know. The truth that I know from my imagination or memory. And I really didn't care if it was if I was purposely poetic. So what ended up happening is the powers that be, the spirit of the light, spirits of the light wrote my work. Because I surrendered to feeling like I had a goal. I didn't have a reward. I didn't care. All I cared is about the truth. super like Wonder Woman 1984, where she said all there is the truth. The point of the matter is, if you feel like you're blocked and you're cursed, you need to question as to what you're doing. Is it the truth? I know that's hard. I know that's hard to do because we all think that we're like, we know we're supposed to do this and it's the truth and we're honest, that we're really tapped in. But sometimes what you're doing is not the truth. It's not the truth that God gave you. And the truth for me is I'm supposed to be someone who focus on quality and not quantity. Don't even care about quantity. Don't even care about the clock. The creator don't even want me thinking about time, because there may be in a past life I might have been always under a strict schedule, always like all about the time, 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 time. In this life, I'm supposed to be like, you're not out of time. You're not out of time. You don't necessarily gotta have a schedule. Like, that's something I found out. Like, you don't need like a planned schedule. You just need a list of the things that you're gonna do. Do them when your energy tell you to do them. Not because you say this is what everybody say I should do at this time. There's times that I'm in here painting when most of the people around me, living around me in the world, is meditating. I'm not meditating. I'm painting. The point that I'm making is, ask yourself, are you actually doing what you're supposed to be doing at that time, before saying that somebody blocked you, somebody's praying against me? Maybe you're not supposed to be doing that at that time. If you say I can't stick on my diet, every time I eat meat, I start eating too much food, maybe God don't want you to eat meat right now. Why I keep on trying to force it? Like, why I keep trying to force it? Like, I had stopped eating sugar because everybody was like, oh, no sugar, no sugar. I said, something's not right with that, because I feel more into my power when I eat sugar. So how is sugar so bad for you? But then I realized that my body ain't everybody's body. Like, my body actually needs more sugar, more, I guess, glucose or whatever. So I must burn through. My energy burns fast. I must be like a diesel, this body. So I need more than most people around me. So I had to realize that when I was sitting up there being sugar free all the time, that wasn't the truth for me. It wasn't the truth. So this is why I always had to feel like I had to push through to walk around the block. I had to push through to get confidence, because we all know the sweet and juice, it does build confidence. When you don't have enough sweet in your diet, you tend to be a bitter, miserable person. But I was thinking, hey, I don't eat sugar, so why am I still having these highs and lows? I thought no eating sugar is the truth, but it's not for everybody. Okay? Could be that I'm not getting all the glucose when I drink juice. Maybe when I eat fruit, it's not strong enough for me anymore. The point that I'm making is, before pointing fingers, point it out yourself first. Am I just going with the flow, going with the crowd? Is this my true truth of my spirit? Is this the truth? Okay? I realized, like, I wasn't the truth with my dinner diet. I was blaming just my family's toxicity, when yet I didn't realize that I was being dishonest to my body with my dinner diet, and also dishonest with myself as to why I couldn't decide for myself. That I was scared of shaking the boat, rocking the boat with people by saying, no, your dinner's not for me. So some of the finger as to why I was gaining weight from my dinner, some of the finger needed to be pointed at myself. I had to deep dive into the reason why I was allowing people to influence my diet. And when I went deep, it was mostly my fault. Period. It wasn't that, oh, they put spell work on me and that's why I can't stop eating the food they bring in. It was because I was insecure about our relationship. And that's the truth. All right. Go truth digging. You don't know why some stuff happening to you. Take some time and just keep on mining for the truth, for the facts. And then when you find out that it was mostly all you, don't even say I gotta forgive myself. Just go ahead and just stop it and do what you know you gotta do. That you have to do. In spite of what everybody else say. Okay? I know there's people that say, you don't need to do YouTube. You too old for YouTube, Miss V. Go back to the 9 to 5. But I know that 9 to 5, more than 20 hours a week, was destroying me very fast. I know that I can't take all that different energy that's toxic coming to me. That's toxic for me. I know that it's not for, it ain't no. So I realize that I have to be like, I don't care. If I go out there and I slave out 40, 60 hours a week again, I'm not living my truth. That means this lie about what I know I can't take, it's going to spread through every area of my life. I'm going to start living false in my writing life, living false on this YouTube side hustle. I'm going to be false. You know, false, like fear, can spread fast. Falseness about yourself. We love to say, like the one movie, I forget, done by Mel Gibson, Apocalypto. Dude say, fear, don't bring it into our village. That's what the chief said. But y'all, don't bring falseness in you either. Okay? Tell the truth. Tell the truth as to why stuff is not working out for you. And once you face that truth, you know, like Never Ending Story, where he say most men run away screaming when they have to face themselves. Once you face that truth, you will stop magnifying the dark crab. Everything's dark. No. You know, you can cause your own negative karma by being ignorant that you are false to yourself. Y'all, this is deep. This is deep. I know that I'm a grapefruit drinker. I love grapefruit. I stopped drinking grapefruit because my family's like, ew, we don't like that. Stop buying that. So I had to be like, you know what? If they want other juice, they can buy their own juice. I'm going to still buy my grapefruit. Now, and of course, they're going to say, why would you buy that? No, we don't drink it. I'm going to say, I don't give a damn. Buy your own juice then. And they're going to say, oh, you're bougie. You have an attitude. I'm going to say, I don't give a damn. Deal with your own attitude then. Go to your own attitude. And I'm going to keep going down that road. So they understand that I have to be true to me. Regardless, if they can't work with me, I still have to be true. Okay? All right. Because what's going to happen is I'm going to want to blame it. Blame the consequences on somebody. And I might blame them and never see that I'm at fault. And let me tell you something. When you blame other people a lot, you start saying that the only way this will get fixed if they stop. You're like literally giving them some extra power to fix it. You're like, oh, this is happening to me because of you. This is happening to me because of you. It's all your fault. All your fault. So you're basically saying if they stop, that's the only way for it to get better. Y'all been cutting up on these videos. I told y'all I'm gonna do some live videos. I stopped doing live videos for a minute because the energy was getting messy. But I don't want y'all to lose the channel, okay? Some of y'all might see my views is down, and I want to talk about that. Okay. If your views go down on your YouTube, don't be rushing to say, "Oh, my YouTube's cursed." Don't be that like that's the first thing you say. You have to put your energy where the abundance is for you. Okay? So if you feel like you're not having a breakthrough on your YouTube, you need to look at the fact that maybe you've been doing shorts too much, and that's why YouTube is not pushing your live videos or your um or your uploaded videos. Okay? So you may be better off starting a new channel or just be like, okay, I'm just going to do that channel sometime for the people that's still there, like I'm doing right now. But if I want to do a new YouTube, instead of saying everybody's against me on YouTube, this and that, I would do a new YouTube and I would just stick with the same lane. Like it's either one or the other. That's something I found out. Like you don't need to do gym and body weight, time under tension, calisthenics. Like pick one or the other. Because if you try to do both at the same time, like in the same day or week or whatever, you'll find that you may stop doing both. And when you stop doing both, you'll say, oh, somebody did spell work on me. Because you're like, I can't do either. Somebody cursed me. No, you can't do either because you put those things in such a power struggle, tug of war, that the creator has made it so you can't do either. Until you pick one to give gratitude for, that means celebration of the one. Okay? Celebration of the one. So if you're starting new YouTubes because the portal's open, so you might have an opportunity to start something new, get successful, the path is getting clear. So pick one to go in on for a while. That's it. One structure, one strategy, one way of doing it, and drive that home possibly for months and see what happens. You know, I've realized that even with hair, like even with hair care, it's like one or two ways, two at the most. Okay, it's either, you know, finger coil it or braid it. But I gotta say this. People in the community of color do too much, and we say society is cracking the whip on us. We got burned out. No, you burned out yourself. You burned out yourself because you feel the need that to think the grass is always greener if you keep on doing different things all in the same day as much as you're doing the other. When I do live videos on this channel and I go to writing is not live videos, so I can do writing. But I'm not going to do an uploaded video and live videos too. See, that's still kind of the same because I'm still talking out loud. So what happens is those two ways of doing things is in some sort of power struggle. And then I'm going to get tired of just doing the whole nature of the thing. And then I'm going to say, oh, somebody drained me out. That's why I can't do either. No, I needed to pick a way to master. So like for me, I got two hairdos I do now. I don't do nothing else. That's it, y'all. I don't see the point. I don't, that's too much in my mind. That's memory clutter. Okay, that's literally like construction planning clutter in your mind. You know, a lot of times we declutter our environment, but we don't declutter the planning in our mind. Like, oh, I'm going to wear those shoes and that shoe, that shoe, that shoe. Let me tell you that one of the most abundant times in my life when I was meeting some pretty fine, successful people, when I was meeting rich people who wanted to be in my energy, rich people wanted to be in my energy, and I wasn't even cash rich. But the money kept coming, big tips, was when I literally could celebrate the one. I would only wear Nike tennis shoes. I didn't wear no other tennis shoes. Okay? I wore the same color clothes to work. Same color. I always wore green. I know that sounds wild, but I did. Always wore green. I always had my hair in a wrap. My hair was literally wrapped the same way every single time I went to work. I wore the same scent. It was an orange scent. Okay? People are attracted to consistency. When you show people you can be consistent at something, then you ain't all over the place. They start to have faith in you. They say, wow, you're a very focused person. They think that they say, you're not so messy. You're probably not going to be messy around me. That's what they say. So I feel like it's time for you to bust everything down to the best of the best of the best. It's not about which one you can take the most serious. It's about whatever makes you feel the best. When I do oracles, I feel the best. I feel so empowered when I do guidance like this. This is what I love this. So I say, okay, what do I need everything else for? What do I need those other cards for? All they are is friction and distraction. I don't need them. So I'm throwing away the whole bin of cards. The whole bin. Going out. Going out. I'm sitting that bin down here, bringing it with the rest of this garbage over there, and it's going out of here. Because it's not the best of the best. It's just not. Okay? It's not the best of the best. I never feel like I'm missing out or I'm not going to get what I deserve when I'm dealing with the best of the best. Period. Okay? When I drink the best of the best that I need for me that makes me feel the best, the juice, I don't feel like I'm going to fail on my diet. I feel like I got this. When I deal with the best of my friends, I don't feel like nobody loves me. That feeling doesn't creep in. Like yesterday, I wanted Chinese food. I said, I'm going to get the best of the best that's on this menu. I'm not getting nothing here. So I said, well, I know this place got the best chicken fried rice. So that's what I'm going to get. I ain't getting nothing else on this menu. So I got chicken fried rice and wonton soup. That's what I got. Okay. So because I was in the mindset that it's not that I deserve more, it's that I deserve the best. When I woke up this morning, I was in that energy. Okay, that type of thought process of, I need the best. I need the best here. And so when I looked at this table, I said, you know what? A lot of stuff is going. It ain't the best. It's not the best. So now I got so much space on this table. Like this right here. This ain't the best. This ain't the best. It's over there with the garbage. I don't care how much it costs. It's dead weight. I don't love it, and it don't love me to the core. Down into the gut, it don't love me. So it goes over there. Money comes back. Money will come now. More money will come because I understand now that it's not about that I'm wasting money by throwing this away. It's about that I realize that it doesn't matter how any of this costs. It's costing me way more keeping it when it's not the best. It's causing me power in my metaphysical space. It's causing me my psychic ability being boosted. It's causing me creative energy. It's just causing. And so it's really not worth anything no matter how nice it looks. It's not. Okay? It's not worth anything to me. Now somebody might go digging in the garbage and might be like, that's worth something to me. Yeah, okay. But it's not worth anything to me. Okay? I started purging my makeup. So it's like this right here. This one right here is one of the best. Okay, I'll keep that. Okay? But I don't need a bunch of them. Okay. See this right here? This cup, I'm keeping this cup and another cup. That's it. The rest of them getting out of here. I hope y'all in this energy. Now, it could be like I'm wasting my life. I'm wasting my life. I'm just sitting here just purging all day. I'm not really like chasing art mastery. I'm not really like grinding hard during the April season. But guess what? I'm gonna be closer to achieving simply because there's less energy, unworthy energy in my way. Okay? I'm cutting cords. Do you know that you have a cord attached to everything that you own? There's a cord. So instead of saying somebody put spell work on me, maybe your stuff is putting spell work on you. Anything that doesn't serve you energetically, that you're not pulled to value almost on a daily basis, or at least a weekly basis, the fact that it's getting energy it hasn't earned, it's getting energy from you you haven't earned, is kind of doing spell work on you, but without trying. And that could be something as simply as some shampoo that you don't even use anymore. Okay? This is what life is like when you start drinking, when you're drinking your juice. Like, I love juice more than I love all other fruit. I know that I can literally live off juice. There's people who are fruitarians out here. And why aren't we glamorizing that? Y'all want to glamorize something. Glamorize water and juice. The greatest artists in the world, they sit there with their juice. Their grapefruit juice, their apple juice, tomato juice, all that stuff. If I want to buy anything at wholesale, if I'm going to buy anything at wholesale, it's going to be juice. Like a whole wall full of juice over there. Yeah. You hungry? Get some juice. You're lonely? Get some juice. You're horny? Go get some juice. You're not inspired? Go get some juice. You're angry at somebody? Go have some juice. You think you ugly? Go have some juice. You're starting not to love yourself? Go have some juice. Like, for real. Juice fixes a lot of things, and I don't know why people don't realize that. Okay? This is why the island people get it. A lot of inspiration and abundant people, Jamaicans and Barbados people looking all good, all connected to God in a powerful ways because they know how powerful juice is. Look at Snoop with his juice. He stayed with a cocktail and some juice. Y'all, let me tell you, you can't stop chasing the narcissist. Get you some juice. Get you some juice. I remember when I wasn't arguing with a narcissistic person back in my 20s, I used to literally walk around with a jug of juice on me. I know that's crazy. I literally would put a jug of juice in the car, in the cooler, or I would go to people's house and I would have a big jug of juice in my hand and say, "Can I put this in your ice box?" But I remember that I literally wasn't emotionally unhappy. There is just some spiritual love that you get without even taking action, and you get it from juice, y'all. Okay. Grapefruit is a synchronicity, if anybody's wondering. This is a synchronicity. When the creator tell you to drink grapefruit, it has to do with insulin, sugar levels, dieting, having a glow up. So, all right, y'all. See y'all later. If y'all enjoyed this video, feel free to let me know. If you'd like to send a cash appreciation, you can send it to my cash app at @Coach V Hunter. Bye, everybody. I'll see y'all on my new channel. Oh, yeah, I have an announcement. I am selling stuff, okay? So check the announcements for what I'm selling. I did get a download to say that if you're going to put something out there and market it, it's time to do it. It's a perfect time to put some resources out there for people. Um, there's a certain window of time every month for you to sell stuff, and you have to be willing to, find that window. Um, and in the scripture today, in the biblical angel scriptures, it said, "Go after your dreams with all you got. Now is the time to take the leap. Now is the time to put your stuff out there or whatever." So if you're feeling unstoppable right now, it's because the creator want to bring something real big into your life, possibly within 4 to 9 months. 4 to 9 months. Okay? All right. Bye, everybody. Yo, I washed my face. I'm looking at this. I washed my face, but it looks like I didn't. I might got to wash it again. Bye, everybody.